storytelling is a pilgrimage. We open ourselves to the wondrous, to the mysterious. The people in these stories reflect the adventures of our own inner landscape. Listening to their story helps to understand ours. The struggles they encounter, we encountered. We experience our joys, our hopes, our weaknesses and uncertainties. We marvel at what is around us and within us. The sacred story is a theology in itself. It is such a wellspring full of meaning that each and every one of us can drink deeply and be satisfied. Lotus Jewel Mahabharata, life's sweet essence and precious Gita, its all-pervasive fragrance, fully nurtured by the sublime words of Lord Hari, who destroys our sins in this dark age of Kali, where flowery words will not suffice to bring us to the portals of paradise. I cannot help but to give homage unto this vessel of divine knowledge, blessed lamp of wisdom, ancient rhyme, echoing down the corridors of time. May this spotless lotus of Mahabharata bestow upon us all life's supreme goal. Thousands of years ago, this earth, including all of the Hawaiian Islands, were ruled by the powerful Kuru dynasty, of which Emperor Pandu was the chief. He was noble. He was courageous. He was renowned throughout the world. One day, while hunting, Pandu released his arrows and shot 2 deer in the midst of their mating. The deer were actually a sage and his wife. "You fool," said the dying sage. "Do you know what you have done? It's forbidden to hunt a creature while it sports with its mate. My wife and I assumed the forms of deer only to enjoy in our lovemaking. This has cost us our lives. I curse you! The next time you venture to enjoy similar delights, you too will die!" The king, overwhelmed with grief for what he had done, decided to live a life of renunciation. He gave up everything. His kingdom, all his palaces, and he ventured into the forests, high in the Himalayas, along with his 2 wives, Kunti and Madri.
Kunti had the power of mantras, the mantras that evoke the demigods.
The demigods, they are like my brothers. Since I cannot give you a child, please call upon them. she called upon Dharma, the Lord of righteousness, and the pious Yudhishthira was born. She called upon Vayu, god of the wind, and Bhima, with the strength of 10,000 elephants, was born. She called upon Indra, the king of heaven, and the mighty bowman, Arjun, was born. Now Madri, Pandu's younger queen, she also wanted to use the mantra. She called upon the twin heavenly physicians, the Ashvini Kumaras, who could give youth to the aged and invalid. From them, the noble twins, Nakul and Sahadev, were born. 5 sons. Father, by the gods! Then, a few years later, on a fresh spring day, a day to excite the heart and call for love and adventure, Pandu saw Mother in the forest picking flowers. Her form was absolutely perfect. She was so beautiful. Though he knew the curse, he could not help himself. He approached her. Though she resisted, he caught hold of her and forced her down, thus evoking the curse of death. There, deep in the forest, the funeral rites were performed. A fire was made to cremate the body. The 2 women agreed on a plan of action. Madri, desiring to follow her husband into the heavens, ascended the funeral pyre, while Kunti remained to look after the 5 Pandavas. The Pandava brothers and their mother Kunti, they returned to the royal palace to live under the care of Dhritarashtra, Pandu's blind brother. But Dhritarashtra had sons of his own, known as the Kauravas, the eldest being Duryodhana. Now, the Pandavas and the Kauravas, they grew up together. Yet since childhood, there was this enmity between them. Duryodhana tried in many ways to diminish, to slander the good qualities of his cousin brothers. He was overwhelmed with so much envy, so much hatred, that it infected everyone around him, including his father, Dhritarashtra, the blind king. When the Pandavas matured, they were given part of the kingdom to prevent further friction. It was a barren, desolate wasteland. Nothing would grow there. Yet they had Krishna with them. He summoned Indra, the god of rain, Vishvakarma, the divine architect, and Mother Earth herself. Together they transformed the place. It became so beautiful, so wonderful, that it surpassed the heavens themselves. Duryodhana, he became more enraged than anything. He wanted to destroy them. He devised a plan to cheat them out of all of their kingdom. He invited Yudhishthira to a game of dice. And in that game, with the help of his crooked uncle, Takuni, he cheated the Pandavas out of everything they had. Thus, they were sent into exile for 13 long years. Now, their adventures in exile held many wonderful experiences, and they met so many amazing personalities. One such event took place at the enchanting pool of death. One by one, his brothers, they came to a pond to quench their thirst. Instead, they found death. Finally, he, Yudhishthira, approached, looking for them, and saw 4 lifeless bodies. He, as each one before them, saw the crystal clear pond. He, as each one before them, he felt the need to drink. He, as each one before them, heard a strange voice.
Stop! This is my rule. Before you drink, you must answer my questions.
His brothers were overcome with a powerful urge to drink. Yet Yudhishthira stood quietly, saying, "Ask your questions. I will do my very best to answer."
How can a man attain what is great?
By sacrifice.
What is quicker than the wind?
The mind.
What is more numerous than the grass?
The thoughts that spring from the mind.
What should a man give up to make him loved by all?
His false pride.
What is pride?
Thinking oneself to be the doer of activities.
And patience. What is patience?
To control the urges of the senses.
What makes one a Brahmana?
It is not by birth, nor is it by learning. It is by one's actions.
What must one renounce to make oneself wealthy?
Desire for riches, fame, and adoration.
And what is wealth?
To look equally upon happiness, distress, upon a pebble, or a piece of gold.
What is the most valuable of all possessions?
Knowledge of the eternal soul.
What is mercy?
To give this knowledge to others.
What is our duty in life?
To seek the welfare of each and every creature.
What is the loss which yields great joy rather than sorrow?
The loss of greed.
What is grief?
A life of ignorance.
What then is ignorance?
Not knowing who we are.
What is the best kind of all happiness?
The happiness from within.
What is wickedness?
to speak ill of others.
What is the way?
The path of the enlightened.
And what is the most amazing thing?
All around us, we see death. We see our fathers, grandfathers, grow old and die right before our very eyes. But we act as though we will live forever. What is more amazing than this?
I am very pleased with you. I wanted to see you, speak with you, to examine your wisdom and test your forbearance. I am Dharma, your father, the Lord of righteousness, and I bring your brothers back to life. Now, my son, ask from me whatever you will.
Oh, my Lord, I need nothing from you. I have seen your divine form. I have seen my celestial Father. Yet if you insist, then this I humbly request. Please allow me to defeat my three greatest enemies: anger, greed, and lust.
Oh, my child, what is the need to grant what you already have? All blessings upon you.
And then Dharma vanished into mist. Thus ends the meeting of father and son at the enchanted pool of death. Dear devotees, storytelling like this still goes on, especially in the holy land of India, in the small villages. At about this time, when the workday is over, all the families have been fed. They gather, like we're gathered here, in the center of their village, or perhaps around their well, where they hear pastimes from Mahabharata, Ramayana, and different Puranas. At the end of each storytelling, the storyteller gives a benediction. This is my benediction to all of you. For those who have listened with an open heart and open mind, you will never seek evil. You also will never seek the wealth of others. And your minds will be calm, serene, and peaceful, even at the moment of death.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Prabhuji. Very talented devotee. Came from mother from Canada. Thank you so much.
So I just want to thank the other performers, the beautiful dancing of Akshita Mataji. Thank you very much. And the sound from my beautiful, beautiful, extremely supportive wife, Ishta Devi Radhika. And the beautiful, wonderful, fatherly energy of Swami Ashram. And of course, I'd like to thank my never forget him. We should never forget him. Srila Prabhupada loved theater. He himself performed as Advaitacharya in his college days. And he said that Krishna consciousness will conquer the earth by cultural conquest. So dance, theater, storytelling. So please, I'm asking now from all of you, beautiful devotees. You're very rare, wonderful people. How rare is a devotee? Please, please bless me that I can continue doing this storytelling until the moment I have to leave this hall.
Hare Krishna.